Well, hello again. Welcome to another edition of Crop Life Retail Week. I'm Paul Schrimpf here with Eric Sfiligoj once again. I know you guys are busy out there. In fact, I was taking a trip down from Cleveland, Ohio, down to Dayton, which is pretty much through, I guess, the heart of the Corn Belt, as such as it is in Ohio. And planting looks like the crops have emerged very well, and planting's gone very well across the swath of the state that I saw. I won't begin to complain about the 3 inches that was in my rain gauge over the weekend. We had quite a torrential rain up in Cleveland, because I know so many others of you are going through so much more. But we're getting plenty of moisture out here, and keeping an eye on how the crop's going. How about you, Eric? What you got this week?
Well, thanks, Paul. One thing we've been talking about in the last couple of weeks, of course, is the Syngenta-Monsanto potential merger deal going down. And there have been a lot of back and forth. The latest news we had last week, of course, is Syngenta rejected Monsanto's bid, which I understand was about a $474 per share bid in U.S. dollars. And based on what analysts are saying, Syngenta is looking for a price more in the $528 per share range. So it seems like there was going to be some negotiating on that front between the two companies, but lo and behold, just as we got ready to come on camera today, I discovered that there is a rumor out in the marketplace that BASF is now considering a purchase price for Syngenta. And what would be interesting about that, Paul, is BASF, if they bought Syngenta, would not have to deal with the antitrust issues that Monsanto seems to be worried about regarding seed and crop protection for Syngenta, and having to split the company in half to make a deal work. So I think from Syngenta's standpoint, if I was a shareholder, I'd be happy, because if now there is a bidding war, obviously the price will go higher. So we'll have to see what happens as a result of all this.
Well, certainly the plot's going to continue to thicken all summer. That will throw another another wrench in the machine as far as that goes. One other thing to mention this week is there's been a lot of reaction to the EPA's clean water rule. I think for the most part what we're seeing is we're seeing a lack of clarity, complaints about not really understanding how they're going to be enforcing these rules. And I don't think the industry is really in a position to think that the EPA is going to be fully trustworthy in how they implement these things, and they're going to be continuing to pursue avenues to either gain clarity or have EPA come forth with a little more about how they're going to be enforcing these rules across the board. So that'll be something else to watch, certainly over the weeks ahead in the summer, and hopefully we'll get a little bit more clarity on what's going to be happening with that rule. And I know the association are continuing to work on that, so we'll be in touch with them and share what we learn with you in the months ahead.
And obviously, for those who read the magazine, our Water Watch column monthly, which will be appearing all throughout 2015, obviously we'll be looking at this and other water issues going forward.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for this week, this edition of Crop Life Retail Week. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.